Hey everyone, how's it going today? Coach Alvarez here, back at you another episode of Coffee with Coach. Hope you're all doing well. Got the mind in the right place. If not, as always, let's put in the right place. So first off, happy 4th of July to everyone. Hope you're, enjoying the morning so far. At least here in Texas, it's a great, beautiful sunny day. Nice little breeze. Feels good, at least for now. It's supposed to get a lot hotter this afternoon. But anyways, something that I heard on some of the stuff I've been listening to, I wanted to share today, which is really, really good. And it kind of just brought up some conversations I've had lately with some with some students and people. Was are you self-sabotaging or self-investing? Are you self-sabotaging or self-investing? It's important to have like these things just in your ear all the time. Like you know what's right, you know what's wrong. But when you're just not having the goodies in your ear all the time, like maybe you drift off, maybe you veer in a different path and go down a road where you know you shouldn't, something like that, or go back to a old bad habit that you shouldn't. But when you're listening to the good stuff, like I'm listening to, it's very hard to do that because it keeps my thoughts in check, on a daily basis throughout the day, especially in the morning. It just kind of kickstart off the day. With, are you self-sabotaging or self-investing? It hits because it's like, yeah, I need to makes you self-aware that, to put yourself in the right positions to do the right things, to invest in yourself. Like what? Like reading, like the things that are behind me on my wall here, the books that are on my desk. Every time I walk in, it's a constant reminder of like good things, and I have more books in the living room, and just trying to keep that stuff around me. I go to school, I have these rules, these mindset rules that I have posted everywhere, and it just kind of helps keep the mind in check to where it's supposed to be. Because again, just going through your daily routines, if you don't have a strong daily routine with workouts, cardio, something like jujitsu, swimming, biking, some type of physical activity that's good for you, eating the right foods, good healthy eating habits. I was talking to a student last night, good money habits, good financial habits, like just good things. If you don't have those type of routines, then you'll just start going off into different directions that aren't good. I had a student in the locker room last night. He was talking to another student, and he's pulled out of his backpack a book called Atomic Habits. And he's like, man, and the other guy's like, yeah, I read that too. And then they're going back and forth. And it's like I like that. Like, I love that. Like, these two young guys, these are in their like early 20s, mid 20s, maybe, whatever. And they're talking good stuff. They're never talking about partying, where they're going to get lit or how they're going to get, like whatever for today, for the 4th of July. They were talking about like habits, like good habits, Atomic Habits. And if you haven't read that book, check it out. It's a good book. It's a lot of good nuggets in there. And then the guy that pulled out the Atomic Habits, he was starting to list off like other books, other things, other things. Did you read this? Did you read that? And he's like, man, I'm trying to collect all these books, which is really great, but you need to really get into the real readings of them and take notes and actually implement the things that you're reading. But he's self-investing into himself with good stuff. Like he's changing as a person. Just a few months that he's been there in my academy, he's starting to change his mindset and the way he thinks and the way he acts. And then I kind of helped him a little bit with his financial situation. And he's like, last night just happened to say, man, coach, that really just kind of put things in perspective for me and helped me like just get things organized and help me just get on the right track with things. And I'm like, great. So he's self-investing versus, I know certain individuals where it's like, it's all about the party. It's all about where we're going to get turned up next, and how much we're going to get turned up. And that's self-sabotage. I'm not saying like not to have a good time. I like having a good time. I like to laugh, have a good time with my friends and family, relax a little bit, but there's a time and a place for that. And on a daily basis, I'm trying to self-invest, and I'm not trying to self-sabotage myself to where like, just days and days or weeks and weeks or months and months of just bad habits just come back and get me at the end. I've had, I got another student recently quit drinking, and I forgot how many years he said he was sober or whatever, and he's working out, he's fit, he's lean, he looks great, he's always training. He just said like his whole life just obviously improved because he got rid of the self-sabotaging things like alcohol, in his life, and whatever else that might have kind of like took him down a wrong path, and he's doing really, really good now. Like I said, he's just the way he carries himself, the way he looks, his mannerisms, and his how fit he looks in his workouts and his food preps and whatever he shows on Facebook. I like stuff like that because it motivates me. And so he's self-investing versus like, daily habits of just, bad foods and, just no exercise, no physical activity, no listening to, good things and being around good people and trying to like find ways to just improve your body, your mindset, your bank account, your credit score, your financial habits. When you're trying to self-invest and put all these things in place, man, you're going to benefit from that. And then people around you are going to benefit from that. But the self-sabotaging, sometimes we just, life happens, bad things happen, and it could be self-inflicted, or it could just be like life just threw you a really bad curveball and you just didn't react in the proper way to where like maybe you're drinking too much, maybe you're smoking too much, maybe you're eating too much of the wrong thing, maybe you're sleeping in too much, maybe you're just, whatever it is, you need to get rid of so that you can start going back in the other direction. And again, that's why I make these episodes, because I hear things and then I want to share them because I feel like if it's helping me, and I do have a structured routine every day. I do have a really good, tough mindset. Like I have things in check on a daily basis. Like I just got back from a 3-mile run, and now I'm getting ready to go up to the school and teach jiu-jitsu and train. So I have my daily routines, but I still need to have these things, these self-investing things to read and to listen to on a daily basis, because they're just like my vitamins, my mental vitamins. They just keep me where I need to be so that I can continue to move forward and not just go backwards, because that will happen. Bad things happen and you get in your own mind, you get in your own thoughts, and you're like, screw it, like whatever, all right, cool, let's just go do this. And then you go down this rabbit hole and you go backwards, and it just doesn't really pan out like the way obviously it should, because you're doing self-sabotaging things. Okay. I had another student this morning. I just give him compliments every time I see him, because he just seems like he looks a little different every time I see him. But he lost like 32 pounds. He looks great. Like he's like leaner, obviously 32 pounds less. He's moving better on the mat. You can just see like his body language, the way he carries himself. Like that hypes me up. Like I'm happy for people like that, because I can see that when you self-invest into yourself, what kind of benefits. The return on investment is like ridiculous, right? Versus self-sabotaging, the return on investment, like it could be that way too. Like it could be like really, really, really bad if you're for bad habits. So he obviously got rid of some, improved his eating habits, got into jiu-jitsu, changed some things, and now this guy is like he's like just taken off, and it's like great to see that. I have so many of those stories in my academy throughout the years. Like that stuff just fires me up to just get people to like just stop doing self-sabotaging things and do self-investing things like jiu-jitsu and eating right and exercising and everything else, reading good books like Atomic Habits and those kind of things, getting their credit scores back up to where they should be. With the guy I was talking to last night, as we're walking out into the parking lot and leaving, he's like, I'm gonna get my credit score up to 700. Because obviously right now it's not, but that's the first goal. And then what's the next goal? 750. Then we get it to 800. Then we keep it above that, and then boom. Because we're talking about interest rates, and I'm like, look, if we go buy the same car, my interest rate is 4% because I have good credit, and you don't have good credit, and they're going to give you a 15 to 20% interest rate because your credit's bad. You're just making like a payment 3-4 times as much for no reason, all because you just didn't be disciplined and keep your stuff in check. Like, these are the kind of conversations I have with my students. I don't have to have that kind of stuff like them. I should just teach jiu-jitsu. All I have to, like, I'm getting paid to teach jiu-jitsu. I'm not getting paid to teach these other things, but I teach them anyways because a lot of people aren't given this information, and I give them this information and their lives improve because of it. And just, I feel good. Like, I don't get anything in return. Just the fact that, hey, I helped some young man just improve his wealth, well-being, whatever. And it's going to help him later on down the road. And he'll remember these conversations that we had, and then he'll pay it forward sometime later on down the road. So are you self-sabotaging or self-investing? Okay. Great just thing to think about what you're doing. Today it's July. So like half the year's already gone by. Whatever you kind of had in your mind, like what you were going to do this year, are you doing it? Are you close? Are you not close? Like, did you even start? You still have like the rest of the year to get on track and get after it, right? So, all right, guys, got to go. Catch you on the next one. We'll see you.